for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news on this a Thursday morning, Charles Norman Bud Culver Jr. died January 18th at Citizens BMC in Talladega. Funeral service for Mr. Culver will be today at 3 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home Chapel in Talladega, with Don Barnett and Michael Jones officiating. The family will receive friends this afternoon, 1:30 until service time at the church, with interment to follow in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. And online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. Patricia W. Thomas died at her residence in Auburn overnight. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, will announce the funeral arrangements. In other obituary news this morning, funeral service for Lois Taunton will be on January 27th. That'll be at Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with interment in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Taunton died at his residence, or died at the Bethany House in Auburn at the age of 86. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Robert Lee Bean Jr., age 72, died January 16th. Funeral service 1 o'clock today at Patton Chapel Baptist Church in Lincoln, with Shannon Caudle officiating. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. Graveside service for Mrs. Virginia McKinley is 11 o'clock Saturday at New Elam No. 1 Baptist Church in Alexander City. Visitation Friday from 4 until 6 p.m. at the funeral home. And the body will lie in repose 30 minutes before the service at the cemetery, with live streaming also available. Wright's Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. Graveside service for Mrs. Linda Hope Holman, age 73, is Saturday at 1 o'clock from Alexander City Cemetery. Reverend Will Baker officiating. The family receiving friends Friday, 5 till 8 at the funeral home. Ms. Holman died Monday, January 18th. She was a member of the Alexander City Church of Christ. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home directing. And Marie D. Franklin, age 63, died Tuesday. The family will announce a memorial service at a later date. Celebration of life for Mr. Larry Gene Swain, known as Speedy, age 70, is Friday at noon from Community Funeral Home Chapel in Sylacauga. The Reverend Ronnie Garrett officiating. Interment in the Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo. Visitation is today, 1 until 7 at the funeral home. Mr. Swain died January 13th at his residence. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangements. And funeral service for Mrs. Pamela Dayton Hall, age 53, of Alexander City, will be Monday, January 25th at 11 a.m. at the Children's Chapel of Children's Harbor. The Reverend Chad Middlebrooks will officiate. Burial to follow in the Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo at 2:45 p.m. on Monday. The family will receive friends Sunday, January 24th from 3 until 5 o'clock at Radney Funeral Home. Mrs. Hall died Tuesday, January 19th at Russell Medical Center in Alexander City. She was a member of the First United Methodist Church in Alexander City. In lieu of flowers, memorial contribution can be given to Mamie's Place Children's Library, 284 Church Street, Alexander City, Alabama, 35010. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. That's a look at obituaries this morning at 12 and a half after the hour. Brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremation since 1975, it is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.